Ukraine's culture minister, Tetiana Bazina, has stated that Russia has launched an overnight attack damaging part of the Motherland Monument, the iconic Soviet-era World War II memorial in Kyiv. The minister described the attack as both symbolic and cynical, striking a memorial that commemorates the struggle against aggression in the 20th century. Meanwhile, NATO chief Mark Rutte is in Kyiv for a surprise visit, just hours after Russia launched its largest drone and missile attacks so far this year. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky posted a video of the pair laying flowers at the memorial in central Kyiv to soldiers killed in the Russian invasion. Rutte has stated that the PURL program is supplying 90% of Ukraine's air defense missiles. He also added that reaching a deal to end the war will require tough choices. This comes as a second round of trilateral talks between Ukraine and Russia, and the United States is set to begin in Abu Dhabi on February the 4th. The talks are set to focus on reaching a peace deal between Russia and Ukraine and end the 4-year-long war between the two countries. We are now being joined back by Saul Sadkar. Thank you so much for joining us back here. So, not long ago, Russia released attacks on Ukraine's energy grids when it's cold, and on their own buildings where people are on trains or in hospitals, or now they're doing a war memorial. Do you think that Russia hitting all of these cultural and historical sites, how might this shape international perceptions of the conflict?
Well, it doesn't make Russia look any better than it does already. The vast majority of people that matter in the world, pretty much on all sides, have a very dim view of Russia. And that's because, whereas in the past Russia was part of a great empire who could buy friends all over the world, they no longer can. They can't afford it. And the reason they can't afford it is because of their ridiculous war in Ukraine that has wiped out 50 years of their own military buildup and made their own weapons look useless. So it's trashed their military industry. India, as you know, are looking to find other sources for their weapons because the Russians have demonstrated that the weapons that they were sending to India are worse than useless. They are simply death traps. The air defense that they sold to Iran and Venezuela completely failed. So Russia is grinding itself into the ground, both in terms of its population, its young men that it's killing, its economy, and its unity. And the end of the Ukraine war, whenever it comes, will be followed not too long after, most likely, by the breakup of the Russian Federation. When you look at it, that does seem inevitable at this point.
How should the international community respond when historic landmarks are damaged in conflict?
Well, what can they do? What can they do? Ukraine is not a part of NATO. There's a war going on between Ukraine and Russia. Russia attacked Ukraine, and the world is upset about it. But what are they going to do? What are they going to do? In the end, the NATO alliance and the United States are providing weapons to Ukraine, providing them finances to allow them to hold the line against Russian expansionism. And the Ukrainians are doing that as well as can be expected. And hopefully, over the next couple of years, Russia will simply run out of steam and collapse in the face of hitting up against this brick wall that is the Western economies, which outnumber them 20-1. And if that happens, eventually, we can only hope that the response that they have put up will be vindicated, which is to support Ukraine against Russia. And if it doesn't work, it's going to be much worse, because since Russia has entirely turned its economy over into a war machine, the war needs to keep going. The minute the war stops, even if the war ends with a Russian victory, new war will be required to keep the economy going. So we very much have to hope, all of us around the world have to hope, that Russia is taught a lesson here in Ukraine, because not only will it deter them from further adventures of the kind, it will deter everybody else in the world. It will show to them that it no longer works. You can no longer go around the world conquering and occupying territory as if you are a 19th century empire.
Thank you so much, Saul Sadka, for joining us here today on NewsX World.